So I've come to the realization that I might have enough random ass stuff to build a whole computer for like 10 bucks. Here we have the power supply, the only component that cost me money, and it was $10. Very high quality. Here we have a motherboard, a processor, and RAM, all of which was free. Some random ass hard drive, which was free. And a graphics card that just barely makes itself useful, which was free. Unfortunately, we do have to cool down this processor, so I'm forced to add this cooler, which costed me approximately nothing. It was free. You'll notice that there are absolutely no threads for me to screw it in, so it'll just be held down with gravity. Yummy. But Jude, what about the case, you might ask? And to that... Alright, we got it all plugged up. Now time to just press the power button and... Oh, wait. So, how do we turn these things on? Well, down there, somewhere, one of those pins is power. So I'm just going to drag the screwdriver's nuts across its face until one of them shorts out and it turns on. Yeah, let's get right on that, shall we? If I can just get the right angle for all that. Oh, there it goes. That sounds very, very suspicious, but let's see what happens. And yeah, so far nothing. And that fan is not spinning properly. Alright, so that last time it didn't work. We took out a stick of RAM. Maybe it was faulty. Let's try that again, shall we? Okay, this fan sounds a lot more stable. Yo! What the freak? Alright, so let's enter the system and see what happens. So, CPU frequency seems about normal. 36 degrees Celsius. Yo, for a cooler that's being applied with gravity, that's pretty alright. Total memory size, 4 gigabytes. Womp womp. Alright, so we're going to turn it off, turn it back on again with that stick again, and see if we can get that 4 gigabytes up to 12. That would be cool. Alright, third time turning it on. 12 gigabytes, that's what we're looking for. Now we just got to use my small stick to install Windows. Let's... Oh, we're in. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes and we're still installing Windows. Yeah, free hard drives. They're not exactly the fastest. Alright, we got Windows, we got Steam, and we got all 2 of our games. So let's see how it does in some War Thunder. Alright, so when we change the resolution from 1440 to 720, and we set everything else on the lowest settings, we get an astonishing 50 FPS in the menu. Let's see how that does in game. Alright, so the fan's screaming at us, and everything looks like absolute shit. I could not be able to tell if there were a tank on those rocks. But, hey, this looks actually kind of playable, so long as, like, you don't mind being blind. Yeah, I don't know how it shows up, but everything is so damn pixelated. This is 4 times less than this monitor is supposed to run at. Alright, we got an enemy tank. And of course I missed him. I hit him that time, let's go. I can't see anything. Oh, I got his ass. Yo. Okay, I actually got a kill. We're actually getting the 60 FPS. This isn't so bad. I'm gonna raise the resolution a little. We're switching it to that, so we should be able to see just a little bit better. Alright, so I've taken a little bit more damage, but I think that made it a lot more clear. Oh, there's a tank right there. I hit him. Actually, somewhat being able to snipe at people from across the hill. This game's very playable. Although we are no longer getting 60, that's not bad. Now we're getting like 40 to 50, but hey, it's still alright. Yeah, it's alright. Let's try some Call of Duty now. Alright, lowest settings again, looking very, very sharp. Let's see how it does. Okay, but I mean, as long as you don't mind most of the screen not being used, and it looking like a PlayStation 1 game at an even lower resolution than before, you can kind of play this game at 60 frames per second, so... It's free PC, I call that a win, hell yeah.